Hey, how's it going, everyone? I just got back from watching The Sound of Freedom in theaters, and this is not the movie that I would normally go to the theaters to see. Actually, let me take it back a little bit. I first found out about this movie not from a trailer. I didn't see any there was no marketing for this movie. I found out about it from an email from Angel Studios because I watch The Chosen. So I got an email. They're saying, hey, this movie, The Sound of Freedom, is coming out on July 4th. I immediately thought, okay, Angel Studios, Sound of Freedom. It's going to be a Christian movie with some Christian themes, and it's going to be about America's freedom, maybe following a soldier or something like that. That's what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, hey, that could be a nice story, but that's not something I would go to the theaters to watch because, at least for me, when I go to the theater, I want the big spectacle. I want to take advantage of the big screen. So I'll go watch like a fantasy, sci-fi, action, adventure type movie, And then I started seeing the YouTube reviews and the YouTube videos about the movie. And even still, I was like, this is not the movie for me. I go to the theater to have a good time, to enjoy. I want to enjoy watching the movie. And this is going to be a miserable experience. This is going to be really dark, really heavy. And I'm not going to have a good time, So I was like, I don't really want to put myself through that, right? But then all this controversy started happening. News outlets were talking about the movie. I've been seeing all these AMC theaters having no AC, the lights being on during the theater, them evacuating people from the theater. I was like, what's going on? So that piqued my interest. And then I saw the movie was PG-13. So I was like, hey, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not that heavy and that dark. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. I'll go give it a watch. And this movie is great. Putting the message aside, just looking at it as a movie, the cinematography was great. The music was good. And not just the music was good, the use of the music was good. And the use of silence was also really good. As soon as the movie started, I was pulled in. I was drawn in because of the music. And it hooked me and it kept me in. I talk about this a lot in my reviews, the importance of music, the importance of the soundtrack in movies. And I think this movie did a really good job with that. And not only was the soundtrack good, but the sound design was good as well. There's a scene at the beginning of the movie where he's raiding somebody's house, and just the sound of the guns, the clothes wrinkling, the door opening, the typing on the keys, it's visceral. It's really visceral, and it really brings you into the world. There were certain occasions where I thought the dialogue was way too loud, but overall, I thought the sound design, I thought the music was good. I thought the cinematography was also really well done. Overall, the movie was well made. But now let's talk about the actual story. I'm not going to get into spoilers just yet. I will get into spoilers a little bit later, but not too much. So the story follows Special Agent Tim Ballard, and it's his job to uncover these trafficking rings and have these people arrested. As you can imagine, it's a very hard job. And I can't imagine how hard that would be, how much toll that would take on a person, having to see that every day. And dang, that must be hard. And it shows. It really shows. The acting is great. Jim Caviezel, you can see the pain in his eyes. He's perfect for that troubled soldier. He's really seen some things, You can really see it in his eyes. He doesn't blink often. And the surprising thing is he can have that really dead look in his eyes, like that pained look in his eyes. He can also do that really cold stare. But then when he smiles, it feels really warm. So he can do all of that. And this movie really showcases that. So the acting was also really good in this movie. As a little side note, if you've seen my Last of Us reviews, you know how I felt about Joel in that show. Jim Caviezel would have been an awesome Joel. He would have played that part really well. Not only did Jim Caviezel do a good job, I think everybody did a good job. Even the extras did a fantastic job. It felt like I was there, like I was looking through a window. Again, just like the sound design, it felt visceral. It felt like I was there. Seeing the extras, seeing just the things that were going around on the outside, the sets. I don't know if they used sets, if they went on location. It felt real, whatever it was. It felt real, and it really was immersive. The child actors also did a really great job. Overall, I'm telling you, this was a solid movie. And then on top of that, you have a noble message. I don't understand the controversy. I don't understand this cloud of conspiracy over the movie. This is a true story, okay? That can easily be looked up. You can look this up and verify the information for yourself. I don't understand this dark cloud of, oh my gosh, it's a conspiracy theory. I don't get it. I really don't understand the controversy. Maybe the actors might have said some things that were controversial in the past. I don't know. That's not the point of the movie. The movie itself it's well written, it's well directed, it's a well told story, and I don't see anything controversial. I don't see anything political about the story at all. It's a drama, it's a thriller, it's a tragic story that's told very well. So there's some dark themes in this movie, okay? But the thing is, it's done with respect. I don't know if tasteful is the right word, but it's not graphic, okay? It is a PG-13 movie. This could have very well been a rated R movie, and it could have just been really graphic and, you know, have that shock value. But no, it was done respectfully. And it showed you enough to get you to understand what was going on, but it wasn't overly explicit. And I respect that. A lot of movies and a lot of TV shows nowadays, they feel like they need to show all this stuff, the shock value, you know, just to grab people's attention. This movie didn't feel the need to do that, and I respect that. There was this one scene where Tim Ballard was escorting this prisoner down the hall at night, and Tim Ballard is behind him, the prisoner's in the front. So Jim Caviezel is a tall guy. So he looked like he was towering the prisoner, and he was out of focus because he was behind him. You could feel the intensity in that scene. You're just seeing this figure walking behind the prisoner. It felt like a scene out of Batman. Jim Caviezel, he could play Batman. At any moment, he could have grabbed the prisoner by the throat, pushed him against the wall, and started beating him up. That's the amount of intensity that was in that scene. Without even being graphic. They didn't need to show that intensity, but that you felt that energy in the air. Now I want to get into just a little bit of spoilers. At the beginning of the movie, this family was approached by this recruiter, and the recruiter came in with a smiling face and everything, saying, hey, you know, we're recruiting for this talent agency, for modeling, for acting and all that stuff, and, you know, for children, for kids. And the daughter was really excited, and she sees the little boy, and he's like, hey, you come also. And she's showing the pamphlet to the kids and to the dad. And the daughter's just like, please, 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 I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. And I mean, this is obviously everybody wants to, you know, become well known, to better their lives. And this is like a great opportunity, right? And you have this lady who's coming, she's recruiting, she has a smile on her face. And so I'm thinking, like, I hope this lady doesn't know what she's doing. I mean, maybe it's compartmentalized. At least I hoped so, because she did it with a smile on her face. So they take the kids over to this hotel or motel room 204. And they have a bunch of kids there. They got a tripod set up. You know, it looks like they're taking headshots. But you have this music that's enveloping the scene. Again, the use of music is very well done in this movie. So you had this music playing as it's a seemingly innocent act, right? They're there to, they're going to be child actors, models, and all that stuff, whatever, and get into the entertainment industry, whatever. But you know something is going on because the music is letting you know that something is going on. And then you start to see the lady, the recruiter, hey, let's put a little lipstick here, take your headband off, let your hair flow. And it's sick, dude. Like I said, it's not graphic, but it's enough to like, it's enough for where you're like, dude, like, it's sick. I mean, what else can you say? Okay. And the fact that they're doing this with a smile on their face, they're trying to calm the kids down. Hey, it's okay. Well, blah, you know, talking to them like a child and all that stuff. Dude, I don't know how you do it, man. And the people that are the middlemen who are transporting, how do you do that with, How do you do that knowing where the kid is going? I don't know, dude. By the end of the movie, that plan was so good, man. That plan to get as many kids to this island as possible, get 50 plus kids to this island so that you can just, you know, get them all at once. Dude, I don't know what to say, man, because it's heavy, dude. It is heavy. Luckily enough, there was this one character that brought some lighthearted moments. There were some lighthearted moments in this movie that were much needed. Again, this movie was not overly heavy where I thought I would come out depressed, right? It was heavy. Don't get me wrong. It was a heavy movie, but it was balanced as well. They did have lighthearted moments, and it did end on a note where, you know, the kids were reunited with their dad, and that was a positive thing. And you did save, like, I think it was like 54 kids. But it also ended on the note, right? It brought you back to reality where, hey, this is still happening today. I mean, this is a continual thing. And this movie was made for your awareness. So you know, hey, slavery still exists. And these kids are slaves. And I can just imagine, dude, when I saw the scene where the daughter finally was reunited, she lived an entire lifetime. That would probably have felt like an entire lifetime away from her dad, from her brother. Like, that would scar you for life, dude. And even the brother, man, the brother went through a lot too, the little boy. The way they got him out was so satisfying. Tim Ballard just confronted the guy in the van and, like... And it's so hard for these kids to trust anybody else. I can imagine even trusting Tim. Like, Tim comes up to them and is like, hey, I'm actually an adult that wants to help you out. After what they've been through, how do you know? How can you tell? You're going to be scarred. You're scarred. Even at the end of the movie when she sees her dad, she's freaking out, you know? Just, I can't even imagine it, man. I don't know what else to say, man. This movie was well made. You should go watch it. I don't understand the controversy behind this movie. Like I said, you can go and look this stuff up yourself if you don't know. I don't understand this whole cloud of conspiracy that's around this movie. This is not the first time we're hearing about this. This is not some hidden thing. This is a very real thing that occurs in the world. And it's not the first movie that's been made about it. Slumdog Millionaire. The media loved Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah. It's not at the forefront of that movie, but child trafficking is definitely a part of that movie. I don't remember any controversy around that movie, but I recommend you guys going and watching it. It's not, if you guys are scared of coming out of the theater depressed, and I mean, you might, but I can definitely see this movie weighing on people, but it personally didn't for me. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's why I didn't want to see the movie initially, because it weighed on me. Like, even watching The Joker, I didn't really have a good time watching The Joker, you know? It was a good movie, but it wasn't a good time. Like, you couldn't enjoy it. This movie at least had some lighthearted moments, and it ended on a positive note, right? With the family being reunited. So if you guys want to watch a well-made movie that tells a story very well, that has meaning, I definitely recommend this movie. This was a really good movie. So if you guys have seen it, let me know down in the comment section. What are your thoughts about the movie? What are your thoughts about the whole controversy about this movie? Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. And if you plan to see the movie, let me know that also. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.